Yes.
Hello and welcome to the Gamshowbiz In Focus I'm your host, Kalilu Banja. And tonight I have two distinguished guests, Mam Demba Sise of the Gambia Union of Theatre, Gamut, and Mahop of the Block Entertainment, an artist and at the same time producer. Gentlemen, welcome to the show. First of all,
thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you, Carl.
First of all, we will start with Mahop. Mahop, can you tell us something about yourself as an artist, producer, and at the same time CEO of the Block Entertainment?
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for the time. My name is Mohawk, as commonly known as Rap Khalifa. I'm an artist, a rapper, music producer, filmmaker, and also the CEO of Block TV and Block Entertainment. I'm a very humble and down-to-earth person, and a very creative person as well. You know, and I like to interact with people, like to share knowledge, like to, also support people and stuff like that. And also I'm a very enthusiastic with this music business and also the Gambian music as a whole. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay, Maho, thank you so much. I think the young generation, they have learned a lot from you and your crew, the Fugitives, because I could remember when you guys were signed by a label in France, some time ago. This was like a decade ago. That time, Fugitive was very hot. We could also remember one of your music videos, which was done in Europe, that we were seeing in the Gambia, where we have Gambian artists, doing clips in Europe. So it was amazing, to grow up and to see things like that. So, sir, we welcome you. Grab your seat and make yourself comfortable. Now, I would like to switch to Mam Demba. Mam Demba.
Thank you.
My bro.
Yes, Kalilu.
Mam Demba, last week we were talking about the arts associations of the Gambia, and we intended to have you here, but there was heavy rain in the Gambia and you could not be able to make it. So today we want to give you this platform to tell us something about the Gambia Union of Theatre and yourself.
Thank you very much, Kalilu. My name is Mam Demba. Presently, I am the first vice president of the Gambia Union of Theatre, and my responsibility in that as union is to develop theatre performance. Okay, I'm a filmmaker, I'm an actor, I'm a stage performance director also. So in short, I'm a performing artist. Well, I've been into so many clips, theater, films, name them. Actually, I also studied film and I'm specialized in directing films and writing scripts. Yet we're doing business around the Gambia, and then somebody that likes sharing, particularly to train people about theater, because to exactly what I know about theater is the circle. And then performing arts is in that circle. As far as you are in that circle, you must know about theater so that you know what to do on it. Because definitely, somehow, we are misinformed about theater because the reality of what we should know is not what we know. So Kalilu, I believe we have too much to do about theater. Well, yet the Gambia Union of Theater is about 4 disciplines. That is why I said the Union of Theater, my responsibility there is theater. You have the individual actors, you have the screen actors, and then you have the masquerade and dance. These are the 4 disciplines. Masquerade and dance. Those are the 4 disciplines that are the Union of Theater. That's theater, performance, screen, performance, standing comedian, individual comedian, and then you have masquerade and dance. They are also under the same umbrella of the Union of Theater.
Wow, interesting to know. So,
the president of the union itself is Cornelius Gomez. I am the first.
We will come to that. We will come to that. Yeah, we will come to that. So I just want to brief you about the proceedings because the past 2 weeks and our past 2 episodes, we were trying to bring the facts about the arts associations in the Gambia, and at the same time to let the people know that there are some, there are some existing structures within the Gambian entertainment industry, and particularly the creative sector. So, because arguably a lot of people will tell you there is no industry in the Gambia. So now I would like to switch to Maho. Maho, what do you say about that conception that there is no industry in the Gambia? What do you make up of that as a CEO of the Block Entertainment? Yeah.
Well, when they mean that there's no industry in Gambia, it kind of means that the structures are not in place. You know, because to have an industry, you have to put the structures in place, like the copyright structures and all the other framework that has to go with the copyright, so that artists will also be benefiting from that particular structure. You understand? And when those things are not in place, it's like gibberish. Everything is scattered around. You know, like for example, you can take a good example like me. I've been doing music for more than 20 years, and I've never had any single dime from royalties of coming from the Gambia. The only time I could remember that I had a royalties is from Senegal. That was our music was played in Senegal, and we had royalties. So when we say there's no industry, it means that there's certain things that have to be in place to make it as a solid industry. Well, there are so many places, there's so many things lacking right now that needs to be fixed, that needs to be adjusted to have that industry running.
So if you were in the right position, or if you were the ones who is going to give a decision, what are some of the missing structures that you would love to see?
Well, the missing structures are so many right now. You understand? First of all, you have to put like what I was saying about the copyright has to be in place. So so that the artist will be like, okay, this is a way that I could get money from. For example, like if I have my music being distributed all over the Gambia or played all over the Gambia, and I have like a little change that I'm collecting every 6 months or every 3 months, then I'll be like, okay, this is a serious thing. I have to make sure this. I'm making a living out of it. You understand? Even if I die, I'm gonna also be making living. I mean, I'm gonna also get something out of it. You understand? And then we also have to make sure the music is regulated. We have to make sure that like radio stations, TV stations are playing like more local Gambian acts. You understand? So that when they do it all the time, then people get used to it. And then once people get used to it, they start to appreciate. Because I mean, sometimes it's very hard to be honest with you when you want to promote something, but in the core front is like something else is there blocking you. Do you understand? Like, for example, what's happening in Gambia? If you don't listen to Gambian music all the time, you feel like, oh, what are the Gambian musicians doing? Why is they're busy doing their music, but on the platforms like these, like and the other platforms, they are not showing the Gambian music. So it's kind of like difficult for them. Do you understand what I'm
Okay.
trying to say? Yeah.
Okay.
So those are some of the basic stuff that we need to put in place to make the industry running.
Okay. All right. So Mandemba,
Yes.
I will want to switch to you. What do you make of what Mahop is saying with regards to the copyright structures and at the same time regulations? I know you've been in the Theatre Association for quite a long time now. Can you tell us something about some of these structures, if you are aware that they are functioning and they are operating and in the Gambia?
Well, Mahok is right by saying this because of, anyway, that's the last end that we need to talk about, that is copyright. But to be honest, the structures are here, but they are almost none to nothing. What I could say about it is like, see it as this. The associations, you have a bunch of associations, but those are the ones that should man the copyright.
Okay.
Well, if you don't have now good association representing the association with good structure, well, you don't have anything at the copyright. So we have so many missing, structures. That's honestly facts. Mohawk is quite right by saying there is no industry. But just a simple language to say industry. It means investment. In investment,
Exactly.
you expect to invest and gain something out of what you invested. But you don't invest for losses. Musicians spend in their clips. Musicians spend in the studio. Theater, the same. So rehearsals, you go to rehearsals. In fact, they dictate the language or they dictate the money that is paid. In fact, whenever they're making, for example, having a program, you have a program, you make it your programming, you put theater in it, and then you say, I forgot to make a budget on it. And then you just pay as you want. Government is doing exactly the same. As what Moho is saying is quite right. The regulations, I'm telling you, my brother, the regulations are here. Nicely scripted, good information, good ideas, no implementation, zero implementation. But the structures need to be definitely refined and restructured so that they will stand firm by doing things by themselves, take responsibility, and then move forward, because copyright, particularly copyright, is very difficult to man, but the exploitation is too much. Mohos is quite right. Where I know by the time I was watching Fugitives, I was into theater, but not in theater, different from today's. But as he said, the same apply to all theater, and theater is kind of super expensive.
Okay.
But no gain. There is no industry when there is no money. Obviously, when we say there is no industry, it's not exactly about the structure, but when there is give and take, you invest and gain something out of your business. There is no, you don't go to any cafe tuba seller that make the cafe tuba and tell you, try when it is nice, you pay. You pay before you get the cafe tuba.
Okay,
it applies to any other business, because this music or the performing arts is true business.
Okay. Senbi, sometimes we'll be switching to Wolof, Mandinka, whosoever can speak Mandinka, so that the wider listeners can be able to understand greatly what we are talking about. You are telling me that there is less investment in the creative sector of the Gambia, and you are telling me that there are regulations, but the regulations are not implemented. Zero
Absolutely
implementation.
not.
And you are also telling me that, we have what you call the structures, but these structures are not operational, or, they are not operational, one can say. So what can you tell us about the Theatre Association? How was it formed? And then can you inform us about, the vibrancy of the Theatre Association?
Khalif, for that, in fact, to give you more information about the regulation, I can even tell you the date. In 2018, 2018, on the 26th of March, 2018, the regulation was signed in the Gambia at Atlantic Hotel. 2018 March, up to date, zero implementation. Just to add on what I'm telling you, that there are the structures, but I mean the implementation zero. Coming back to your question about the Gambia Union of Theatre, now as I'm speaking, to be honest, the fact of the matter is even our mandate is expired.
Okay.
But we need to be organized, particularly us first, and then there is a support that we definitely need, and that is definitely totally lacking, and that is by the National Center for Arts and Culture, which actually jeopardized and knocked head within the association last year, around last year, exactly June. Last year, June, around that time, June, July, when the National Center for Arts and Culture say we are going for Congress, without even no acknowledgement of that existing, I mean, structure, meaning executive members. So, and you forcing people, and then all of us agree to say, all the association, meaning music, theater, films, and the other discipline. We asked the National Center to wait, that there was no time and it was too tight and very close to the Tobaski. But we understand almost 75,000 was taken out on behalf of that. Those Congress, we never see anything like even 25,000 being spent in the 3 Congress they said they've spent or they've organized. And those were interim executive. Their mandate expired in 2019, December. Yet we taking our portfolios, our mantle to run the association, or we keep continuing to run the association because we never recognize those Congress by the NCAC. Yet we have to go to Congress, but the associations is having problem. To be honest, I myself, I know the association as we speak is about 4 disciplines. I told you it's 4 disciplines, but masquerade and dance is not working. That's honest fact.
Okay.
In standing comedian is not working.
Okay, so one last question before we move forward, before I switch to Mo. Do you ever receive any subvention or the financial support package from the National Center for Arts and Culture, the government, the department responsible to advise government on cultural matters? Have you ever, as an association, received financial support?
Well, the question has just 2 letters answer, N-O.
No.
No, it never happened. But again, to add on, this is nothing like it's me and you who want it to happen. It's the National Assembly members under the Constitution of the Gambia. It's an act of parliament, our association, and needs subvention directly from the government, central government. It never happened since I know about this association up till date. There is no subvention.
No, but I argue about that. I argue about that. It is not an act of parliament. So maybe
an act of parliament.
Maybe we will come to that. We will come to that. Somebody also told me, Gifal told me.
I said it's an act of parliament. That's what I said. I don't know if I'm not getting that. I said it's an act of parliament.
No, I am saying it's not an act of parliament, but we will come to that. Probably we have to clarify that. Mahok.
Yeah.
So interesting things are coming from the arts associations over the last week that they never had any financial support from the National Center for Arts and Culture, and who are the custodians of the Copyright Bureau, and at the same time the Copyright Act. They were the ones who passed it to Parliament, and they were the ones who were advising government. They were the ones giving the strategies, and they are the same people who are making programs, arts and culture programs in the Gambia. So what do you make of that? What do you make of that?
Well, for me, like my take is, I think I'll have to blame NCAC. Because I think they are the one who should prioritize and make sure, those funds that you were talking about have been given to those various associations. You understand? For them to maybe start up with so many things, like to sensitize, sensitize their fellow members and stuff like that, and also to make sure that association is, it's a bit stronger, so that it could be recognized. Because when you're talking about drama and theater and everything, this is not just a Gambian, this is a global thing. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So once
Yeah.
everything is recognized and they have been like given like the right funds to do so, they could just maybe I mean like further strengthen their capabilities, their
Exactly.
you understand? So I think my take is just to blame NCAC for that. Yeah.
Okay. So as a music record label, when you came back to the Gambia to make your establishment, what processes have you done? Did you in any way had contact with the National Center for Arts and Culture, where there were some registration process that you have made with them, and then formally introducing your entity to them?
Yeah, but when I created the Block Entertainment, that was back in 2009. All I did was went to NCSC, understand, then I register the block, and then register like all the production is coming from the Block Entertainment. Understand, just to make sure that we don't have any issues regarding infringement of copyright and all that stuff. You understand? So even the artists you have like they were under the label, when you register same songs, you register the blog as also a promotional company. So because I mean at the end of the day, it's our duty to do that because NCAC is there, you want to represent. Understand? So whatever happens, you have to go to them and then this is what I'm doing. I'm gonna leave like every year. Then you have to register. You have to renew your registration. And also, like even if I'm doing if you not Philippines, what's it call it, a festival, then have them NCAC register the name of the festival. Understand what I mean? Register everything just to make sure we are in line with the framework and structures of the Gambia. Understand the laws of the Gambia because of certain things you have to do it. Understand when faking a tax stuff over in place, understand what I mean? Yeah.
Okay, so initially when you did all those familiarization and then registration process, was there any awareness that they have given to you with regards to some of the opportunities that are there within the Gambian art sector with regards to the copyright, with regards to the regulations, with regards to all these things that Mams Dembo was talking about?
Opportunities, nah, to be honest with you, no. It's just a matter of them going to have registration and then that's it. That's about it. Understand? But there's no such things like, okay, when you do this, you're gonna be having this, you're gonna be doing that, or even if there's an opportunity that comes up, they've never given you that opportunity put your arm to something from that opportunity. I want to understand what I try to make.
Yeah, okay. So understanding fofu nono. So why dafa am ñu bari tamit ñuy wax ne the issue with NCAC and then also the issue with the structures mo nekk ne fundamentally we have to start by grooming these artists to become like international musicians because the Gambia music sector, for instance, is rightly focused on just urban hip hop, dancehall, rap music. But the professionalism that they need when they go out of the Gambia, that is lacking, which is going to give them the opportunities to be able to have contracts in the international festivals that are available in the world. Because we know that more than thousands and thousands of international festivals are happening all over the world. But you will see that few Gambians, you can name them less than 5 or 10, that are having those opportunities. So a lot of people are saying that, we need to groom our artists to nurture them so that they can become professionals, because the ones that are there, the ones that we are celebrating, they may be like,
what do you mean by
I don't know what is your take, because that is a very complicated topic.
Yeah, what you're saying, like we need to groom them, like who are you talking about? Like we need to groom them, if I may ask.
If you're talking about grooming, I'm talking about grooming in the side of performance, like the quality of performance, the quality of live band, the quality of
Okay, who should
play
groom
live, things like that. Yeah.
Yeah, because as an artist, I'm like, if you understand, as an artist, if you want to reach international, you have to make sure you do your level best to make sure you are reaching that international standard. If you want to be booked like all over the world, you have to make sure your lyrical content is good, your performance is good. Do you understand? It's not just like, okay, I'm gonna just release one single and then I'm gonna be booked all over the world. No, it doesn't work like that. It takes years and years of practice as well. You understand? Because everything you see in life, it has standards, especially when it comes to the entertainment business. It has standards. So if you don't reach that standard, you're not going to be able to go to that whatever they call it, a festival. You understand? Because like in Gambia, to be honest, there are so many artists in Gambia that can reach that level, that can reach the standard, because in terms of performances, they are good. In terms of lyrical content is good. You understand? All of that is good. But sometimes, what we need is more like a proper management. As an artist, you need a proper management. You need agencies. You need contacts. You understand? Because if you don't have that, no matter how good you are, you're just gonna stay home. You understand?
Okay.
So I could just remember back in the day when we were like, as a group, we had a proper management. When we had good connections. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So that was the reason why we had to attend one of the biggest festivals in Germany. That was in '99, and that festival was attended by Destiny's Child. Attended by so many international artists that we shared the same stage. So understand? So without those elements, I'm saying, it's really difficult for you as an artist to be able to come into those international events.
Okay. So that is very clear. A lot of international artists, like, they have booking agencies, and then these booking agencies will work for them, provide concerts for them around the world. And we know we don't have that, in the Gambia. A lot of them in the Gambia. So probably we may have one or two, but we don't have quite a lot of them. So we understand that part. But what we are also saying is, with regards to performance, because we see, we have even the amount of instrument players. Like, for instance, you are having a record label, and then your record label, I am quite sure that digitally everything is okay. So how do you manage to do the digital record and at the same time introduce that into proper natural, sound, with regards to the artists that you are contracting with, you are having agreement with, how they will be able to perform those songs from the digital record to the live segment?
Yeah, with the little experience that we have, we just have to share it with them. You understand? Because production is very wide. You understand? And as an artist of myself, I mean, because I've been to many places, I've done many productions in the world. So if I'm having an artist, I'm producing an artist, I have to set those standards to him as well to be able to reach that position. Do you understand? It's not just about, okay, I'm just doing this, doing that. No. You have to make sure you craft it well, craft it properly. So it's very important as a label or as a management to make sure that your artist is reaching those standards.
Okay. All right. Okay, Mahop. Mam Demba.
And
Mam Demba. I know there is a lot going on in the film industry and at the same time theater and dance in the Gambia, because pretty much we all know what is happening in Alliance Franco Gambia, and then some of the theater in Ebunjan Theater, where you have Auntie Janet Bajanyon, and there is a lot of movies coming with regards to advertisement, with regards to on TV. even the national TV, you know, there is quite a lot of advertisement going on, and people in the drama and the theater sector, they are the ones making all this. So how is the business going? How do you interact? What is the relationship between you and the companies in the Gambia? And why there is nothing like a kind of a program or sets of programs that you can be able to do as a group and deal with these companies to be able to make good productions, you know, theater productions, documentaries in the Gambia, because there is a lot of movies we are seeing on TV. There is a lot of advertisements we're seeing also. So don't you have that collaboration or partnership with the companies in the Gambia?
Well, to be honest, we have in few, definitely there are few companies that are definitely working with, for example, if you take Landuro is having something like 4 sponsors. You take a film, a series at QTV is having something like 2 sponsors, things like that. That's mean we having some little collabo. Again, talking about GRTs, those are the TVs we have, mostly, and the other one. But with GRTs also, mostly what they do is like film and then look for their sponsors. But here, Kalilu, there is issues within that, because before, you see, we're talking about the industry. The industry, you mentioned it twice, there is these 2 words. That is, one is the standard and then the professionalism. Those 2 things works with the good business. Because as Mahok Nimko Hedges standard when you saw the level, it was like that. So then when we need these structures, you need to know them. Bill, you do for to Kalilu, do lambatu, so for the ham ko invest yo, dafa wara ham ci limu invest lan la, because balam la def, because dafa invest pour am dara in return, because ñi nga xamne ni sen dañoo jaay bagage, dañoo gis na ñoo li nga wone nit ñi dinañ ko toba be dinañ min sa bagage just ni ko mo waxe be nga xamne yow li nga jaay sa performance ci télé bi muy film wala théâtre dina tax be nit ñi dina interested bo xamne nit ñi dinañ ko toba luy tax ñuy xaar fa advance by force, because li ma day wax saa yu nekk dafa seet lu ko neex la moo xool, man suma bëgg dafa seet
doguma la sax
lu ma neex rek laa seexoo
doguma la sax waaye da nga gis ne doguma la sax waaye da nga gis ne comme affaire yi comme li nga wax ni sa production bi su baaxee yéen a façon ñu bàyyi nit loo sax pour yow nga def too much advertisement wala nit loo pour nga uti sponsor, because ñoom ñooy daw di ñëw si yow, because gis nañ the quality, gis nañ the talent inside, am na sax. So ñoom nag dañoo ñëw si yow, ñoom ñoo la ko di la ñaan ma ne dama bëgg a bokk si yow, su ko defee yow yaa nga condition na leen ne ok dinaa la just for the 10 seconds wala dinaa la just for the 1 minute wala whatsoever, on sa nga su ko defee from there yow tam nga jël sa loolu na reinvestat ko si doing, su ko defee nga gën a mun a taxaw, on sa
waaye lu ñoo wax foofu noonu moo nekk ne because associations yi ñëw nañ fii complaining about lack of funding from the National Center for Arts and Culture, complaining about funding from the central government, complaining, you know, they have plan of actions, and implementing it is a problem. So, hanamam dema dang ñu buga wax ne in the Gambia there are no good productions. I think there are, but how do we harness that? Theater Association be lan la waran def without even NCAC or without even government, for instance, you know, just
I love this question.
Yeah, without NCAC, without government, what can you do with some of the stakeholders that you have in direct contact with regards to supporting your programs? You know, like companies that you are making those documentaries, sub-documentaries, advertisements. We are seeing that on the TV. You know, there is a lot of theater. So why can't you forge ahead with those institutions to be able to work on your plan of activities? That's the question.
Okay. But again, mandama ñëwaat ci loolu parce que suma xante dëgg rek loolu sa xëyut pour gis nga even ñi nga gis noonu ñuy dugal seen xaalis sax te ñu dana sutura yaaga waaye sax ni mu war a demee wu ko dégg nga tur bi moo fa dee nekk rek dañ laa wax sponsor fekk na yow li nga def te bul faate Kali Gambia talent am na talent kenn weerante wut loolu waaye gis nga talent boobu noonu foog ñu jaarale ko ci professionnalisme pour mu ñëw gis nga fii ni suñ li nga gis noonu ci théâtre film si nga xam ne man gis naa leen te ma xam leen laa la wax de tuddal naa la lan juróom tuddal naa la anam li ci kanam mooy ñaari film yooyu di daw si QTV man suma ko comment rek dëgga suñu waxante dëgga yàlla tax ko xam film dëgga bu xoolee film bi dafa wax déedéet it's not about the content, it's beyond that. Film bi du nekkul only the talent itself, it also goes with the technicality behind knowing the take, sound, you know. As a filmmaker,
yeah, exactly.
It's not only the talent is something special, and then again then you put that to the writing. Mota fi dafa yomba ni music di soxla a good management, non la theater soxla wala film soxla good management. You need a very good director. Lolu tam du lambatu. So ñëwé fi tay ñu la wax né I am a director. I'm telling you there are many. Why suñ xamé lan moy directing? Bo jangé luy directing nga xam ko. So do nga rusa pour wax né man director la. Just li nga wax né Khalilou. Man bet ci ben la M 2015 la ko def. Munuma ko romba short film of 15 minutes. But at least that short film, tay suñu wax ma am dem dañ ko recognize ci film. It's about that film. How many years lama jël pour ma am ben film? Yet dina ci gërem lolu National Center for Arts and Culture because ci ben training la won ñu jox ñuko as suñ liggéey ne li ngeen wara def pour your passing out. But film it won me the best director in 2015 in the Gambia. It won me the best indigenous film. Yet ben film you see film you ma xam ci Gambia ci standard bi nañ ko tek ñu challenge ñu set but yet gisanguma film bu ma yima sentu ne mun nañ ko contest they are few of course am na man yu ma gis yoo xam ne wax dëgg yàlla du boobaa man maa koy jooj but keneen dina ñëw mu teg film si du tey suñ programme bi Khalilou du about me it's about the Gambia but dama ko use loolu as example ñun as people li ñoo def si théâtre li su ma la waxee ba léegi man maa ngay jàng théâtre dangaa gom but not now acting on theatre but it's productions of theatre making theatre happen stage directing performance Lola story it's going to take me 3 years by the grace of God in November I'll be going again to Saint Louis for another 21 days so nen la mo nek Alliance Française dega ñoko sponsor through mag ne di gërëm de passage wante pour wane rek ne du lolu so xamé da nga xamné li yombul
okay mam dem
ma Khalilou
no ma ho lay ñew ma ho yo lay ñew
dama ci bëgg yok direct ci lu mo explain
okay
Khalilou bala nga ñew comme dama ko bëgg dëgëral rek comme like ne comme lu mam dem ma di wax lo fa nekk loo xam ne luy xew Gambie la parce que every time di kan hari ne jóg rek ne moom directeur la moom filmmaker la moom li léegi dafa simple dafa tax ba nga xam ne ni industry bi dafa jaxasoo ba xam ne kenn xamul ban direction nga dem for example man dama la jox a good example man I studied production. I went to university to study production. Understand? Studied sound and movie. Understand? How to do sound in movies and everything. Understand? Sound effects and all of that. Mom dem ba legi right now. So fekk ne war na ñew a production like a movie production. Mun na ñew si man dama mané mo hok. Dama nit nga defal ma sound. Ida nga defal ma soundtracks, wala nga defal ma poly sounds, wala nga defal ma all the sound effects in my movies. Understand? And I guess don't worry about all of that. Loro mom, so mom definitely benen liggéey mo def ba pare. Man when it comes to sound, man okay, dina whole movie bi, empty movie bi, dina mo na create the whole sound. Even dialogue is I can do it. Understand? I make sure man li la ñoo nit fi. Everything okay. I'm just gonna work according to the script bi. Spotting shit. Everything I have like okay, for example, from 000 to 0035 or 0035 0047 from ina xam la fa nek la fa da mo suma role la nga suma pare dama ñoo de ko sound bi mo mu jël sound dugal ko ci movie mu dawale xam nga keneen tam the same thing am na ñoo xam ne beneen liggéey la gaay di def nekku sound def waaye ñoom ñu ngi liggéey di xool the continuity of am na yenn mistakes yu bari mo de suñ films yi I'm telling you. Understand what I mean? Nga toog nga sol benn mbuba understand nga si benn scene wala nga sol same mbuba de si benn scène bi waaye mbuba bi am na nu mel nga toog beneen mbuba melaan ne leen am nga li ma miin am na yenn yu bëri yoo xam ne you have to look properly am na ku
te filmmaker rek a mën a gis loolu parce que ñi seetaan ñoom stroke lifin rek lañ dee xool information bi
exactly anasanga te loolu dafa nekk loo xam ne ni it's very very important Gambia like
te loolu soo ko buggee jaay tam ko soo ko jaay ko xam film du ko jënd that's the reality kon du génn fii dafa nekk si
professionnalisme bu nga wax noonu professionnalisme bu nga wax noonu dañ ko need trop in Gambia understand nga ma min loolu moo ñoo mën a gën a yóbbu si kanam
ok
te bro pour yokkaat ci loolu gis nga professionnel boobu gis nga dañoo sant yàlla man film tey si su nit ki waxee moom dem na si université jàngi ko man du université out of the door laa ko jàngee but again jàng naa ko ba am si certificate jàng naa ko ba ma xam naa dëgg doyut nag to be honest parce que jàng benn doyut te ku gën a ñàkk a xel mooy ku ne am naa wala mun naa ku ko gën a ñàkk a xel amul so it's like jàng du dee jee booy ku dem si university jàng xam nga kooku am na yóbbal
waaw
waaye ku ko def tamit course for 6 months boo xam ne ni dañ ko intensify xam nga tamit kooku am na yóbbal defar sa first film mu yóbbu la international to the young filmmakers in Côte d'Ivoire
ma wax la leena tamit am na yoo xam ne si université soo ko fa
jàngee si dañ waaw
dañ ko xamee
dëgg ju wér si biti
foofu rek ko xamee si université doo dem feneen bi xam ko
ok
te gis nga leneen li si nekk mooy Gambian si dañ dee sometimes gis nga for exemple moo xog fu mu ne lim xam ñu bari ñu ngay jëli ñeneen di loon indi fii lim xam si fii nañ dimbalee Gambian si ko xam ñu jox leen ñu ñëw liggéey fii bro loolu la gis nga fu mu nekk
naa jox benn exemple seetaan nga The Dark Past
The Dark Past waaw
Dark Past sound yi fa nekk yëpp man maa defar soundtrack bi everything
yeah you see look at this tey soo ma ko waxoon dama ko xam so dama ko waxoon dama ko
producer bi moo ma seen
just the same la
producer bi daf ma seen everything dama I want us to work on this one ma ne ko soo paree rek mu yónnee ma everything and then mu wax ma la la bëgg ma defal ko sound yëpp mood sound si sound effects yi you know even sound bunta yi sound moto yi de move sax
waaw absolutely sound bu nekk environmental sound yëpp
am na yenn sound yoo xam ne da nga am pour dem si studio bi pour nga defaat ko
waaw
sometimes inside the movie di nga am yenn dialogues yoo xam ne dialogues yi work properly so da nga am pour demaat si movie bi nga ne ko mu waxaat loolu noonu
absolutely
nga jël sound bi
noonu la de
pronounce ko
ok
xam nga loolu yëpp li moo wax ni fi mu nekk ni pour gën cee yokka mooy da ngaa gis ne loolu moo nekk ku ko xam moo ko mun a def you need to know this thing
loolu moom maam Demba that's what I want to come I want this to be interactive as much as we can so that we can get out the most important parts pour ñun yëpp ñu xam what is lacking so you all are agreeing the fact that Gambia is lacking capacity with regards to professionals in our industry number one
to be honest
and number two that is for the fact that there should be investment into the cultural sector, per se, an academy of arts whereby people can go, they study, they learn music, they learn theater, they learn dance, and all these stuffs. So, when someone is going to provide it, it can either be private investment or government will provide lolu. What is your take on that?
Wow, unfortunately. Gis nga Kali ñun dëgg suñu structure si dëgg suñu dimbale woon romba nañ waaye dëgg Gambia mënuñoo dem mukk te duñ blame government loolu mënut a ñaaka parce que gis nga ni moo demee ci yeneen réew yi noonu rek la moo mën a demee fii romba naka ministre Amat Bah bente ñu ngi wax mu ñoo dégg
waaw
lu war a tooloo bi mu nekkee ministre ba léegi mu ngi promise ne xaalis bi mu ngi fi pour ñu defar benn multi sectoral cultural center you know benn tey moom la picca yi dina we xaw ma fan la tollu ak 2021 ndax fiñ see I don't know but pour wala te balaa moom ñaata million lañ fi moo fi nekkoon for a project of lu mel ni école des arts wala a center of arts foo xam ne ñëpp dinañ fa jàng wala school of arts for example it's been there so the money have been eaten since why bro so loolu nag so amul ñun dañoo lambatu waaye léegi benn yi fi am moom la central government war a indi léegi pour ñu boole seen xam-xam yi séedoo bro xam nga du pour man li ma laa wax ni again man maa ngi train every day laa wax ni maa ngi def rehearsal maa ngi jàngale théâtre for free di dem si school si waaye seede bañ na seede waaye waroon naa mun a laa indil evidence yi Banjul be Brikama fu nekk laa dem pour jàngale théâtre for free ba tey maa ngi ko def Kalil just pour ñu xam ne mbir yi du fo the Union of Theatre organise naa ñaari workshop yoo xam ne ni suma post la li mooy tuuti ñu yéey suñ fis fight night suñ ndox but we need to get the talent done not only waiting for government man waxuma war nañ ma dimbale government soxla nañ xaalis waaye liñ gën a soxla du xaalis bu ñoo jox wala workshop we don't need that we need the structure to do the work.
Exactly, the structures. Exactly, like school. Yeah, like school. Maho, can you yeah? What is your take on that? Like lacking capacity and then like professionalism, because a lot of people will tell you, even in the music sector, most of the productions are all digitalized. Someone will wake up as an artist, modem studio, download a sound from one beat from Maho, mu jël beat boobu noonu mu ñëw mu dugal ko si computer bi, and after he produce a song and then he will say this is my song. But when you check it technically, kooku noonu sax, even the voice that he is putting there, the lyrics, they are not even synchronizing well, and someone can view it as like stealing or something like that. With regards to the copyright we were talking about, lolu yep, it's because of lack of professionalism. Don't you think that we need a private investment or government to come up, with an institution, to boost this professionalism? Yeah.
I think Balama them question, but I'm gonna go back to Mam Dem explain about the structures in place and again about the government as well. I think to cut it short, we have to hold the government accountable for all of this stuff, because number one, you know what I mean, the government, I think that they neglect the entertainment industry on the side. They think that it's not very important. It's also said, look, the entertainment industry is like, it's not just music, but theater and all of that stuff. Understand?
Absolutely, yeah.
And it's a multi-billion-dollar industry. Understand? The revenue is so big. And then all the funds in you go to going towards the entertainment industry. What's going on. Understand? Every year, UNESCO then a package for the garment industry. I'm not package for funds for you. Why ana funds come mam dem way mom la picture yi di nawe. Understand? Musu ñoo taxawal any structure bo xamne ni okay li dañ ko defal pour Gambians. Even a proper theater like a national theater, for example, for Senegal, Daniel Sorano whatsoever.
École des Arts.
It's very sad. I want fan for him entertainment. Understand? Dara lo xamne ni is nationalized, nothing. Understand? So
Hana Bena Amnen Kankuram Museum in Janjambure, and that is almost nearly about 21 million Gambian dollars. Because Kankuram Museum, Musnga dem fofu nono actors in Maho. Oh, man, dem na yo ya neka si
Janjambure over there. Dem na fa. The structure some of them is fake little ñu def ko fa. Da nga rus tam. Da nga rus. The structure is there, but da nga rus.
Yeah,
21 million. Yeah.
Suñ la waxee ñaata lañ spend si loolu no. Ba pare gis ko loo xam ne nii mooy loolu. Understand? Dafa méegu seen man dama feel like ñun lu ñu nekk di def si industry bi. Ñun as stakeholders is bigger than what the government are even doing. Understand nga li ma mean?
Waxaatal loolu bu baax.
Yeah. We are doing it from our own pocket. Ñun musu ñoo am any profit. We are doing it like ñun dañoo génne suñu own xaalis because ñun dañ believe this is like in our DNA. So sure. It doesn't matter what it is. Understand?
No, it was very important. UNESCO so long is a Kankuram museum because Kankuram museum bobu no guy NCS moko submit, and then it is about our heritage pour guy munako preserve. The family come just in Senegal, come live in the same monument bobu no, the same UNESCO, nyoko sponsor with other funders. Why don't I just if at all, like people like you and other, other producers, and then maybe a school of arts was there sponsored. Maybe didn't them something far. Then we will be going somewhere else. Yeah.
Yeah, like come on, I'm continue to explain. Like then like all the structures in place. Understand? I think like if I'm gonna motivate artists themselves. Understand? Because when you say you national theaters, you get like School of Arts, you get the government buying engage too much into the art industry, into the music industry, into the whole entertainment industry. That is the talents, you know, because like everybody, you Gambian, believe me, everybody has to go and sit in the office. Understand what I mean? I'm not know they like to get their hands dirty. Understand? Man, small mask, man, somebody any problem, they take my plot. Man, I always like to do stuff. Understand? Man, I'm a creative guy. Man, just lock me in a room, let me create. That's all. Understand what I mean? So people like me, I'm not so many people like me in the Gambia. Understand? So I'm not those structures in place. I think that they're gonna craft whatever they are doing. Understand? And we film drama whatsoever. Understand? So Lulu is very important, and I think that we're gonna help the government accountable for that. And then I'm gonna make sure that Carl, you're gonna take that responsibility.
No, we have already written that to hold the government accountable. We will post that. But again, we intend to have the director. He is quite busy. The director of National Center for Arts and Culture for him also to tell us his stories. We don't know what he is coming up because maybe they are also constrained because there is no government, like central government support. I just want to be clear here because when we talk about government, we are not necessarily talking about NCAC, but NCAC also have a stake because all these arts associations are under their purview. So, Mandemba, I was informed that there were so many interference with regards to your relationship with NCAC and the arts associations. And then a lot of people also don't understand that the collecting society of the Gambia, which is per se an act of parliament, which I was intended to tell you before, these arts association, they have representatives in that collecting society of the Gambia. So I was thinking also because the director of copyright is also a representative of the collecting society of the Gambia, which is automatic. So there should be this kind of cohesion. There should be cohesion between the National Center and these associations. So why are you not holding them accountable? Like, demanding what's supposed to be,
Again, lolo lita amul. Lita amul ci structure si moy. Man duma buguma luma neex buguma kuma taga. Duma fi tok tam aduna yeb dima setan may len di wax lu nekkul dega. Organize.
Yeah.
We are not organized. Lolu fact la. Waaye gis nga suñ organize on fofu la yoon bi nekk li nga wax noonu la gis nga CSO boobu noonu this collective society of the Gambia CSG bi den ak CSO yi NCAC ñoom dañoo jox seetaan lañ faa nekk rek watchdogs lañ waaye gis nga ñooñu ñooy doxal mbir yi waaye naka nga mun a nekk bokkee si CSG bi te amuloo CSO bu strong li ko indi mooy liñ waxoon bu njëkk gis nga li foundation bi su dëgërul rek du dem mooy pour gis rek ne CSO yi taxaw nañ loolu seen responsibility la gis nga li nga wax noonu tamit CSG bi act of parliament la but being organizing CSO also are act of parliament kalilu loolu laa doon wax tamit ne such associations as the Union of Theatre, the Music Union, they are also act of parliament. But regulation bobu nonu mom nga len muna hole account why the regulation that is already put in those drawers 2 years because I never legi fo go dega suma la ko waxoton tay hajna musulo ko dega I don't know.
No, man hamna ne I know for a fact that the regulation should have been passed through the National Assembly so that it can be enacted, and when it is enacted, then the enforcement will take place. So regulation
anyway, feel like I'm campaigning to be the president of the Gambia Union of Theatre. We need to take our responsibility and hold them accountable. Amut masla Gambia pour ñun ñep la ken duñ ko baye ken dañ ko defar mu baax te ku nekk li nga def be the best of what you do ku nekk discipline bi nga nekk fexel mu baax because man mënuma dimbalé fu nekk ni baykat te nekkuma fa dama janga garab bay ko fa ne man performing arts la def si lay gontu si lay dunda so foye wuñ ko so ñi nga xam ne nag ñoo block am telling you duñ taxaw si seen duñ taxaw suñ kanam duñ ko nangu waaye ba tey si struggle boobu lañ nekk soo gisee li ma la wax ni defuma ko is of course for now is voluntary but it's not for free. I'm expecting something in return because so xale yi ñi ma li ñoo xam buñ ko xamee ba pare bañ ñëwaat si fii bi ñu face reality bi my brother kenn du leen wax lan la because dañ koy xam te dañ war a xam ne lii dañ siy dunda ko nekkul kaf waaye man maa ko def si suma pexe di leen jàngal pour ñu am
man sax def naa free ba ma sona ba naaj bi dafa door may dox ak
dina ñëw
yeah so waaye dinaa leen laajte yéen ñaari benn question moo nekk ne with regards to theatre gis na ne Nigerians yi dañuy ñëw Gambia Ghanaians yi ñu ngi ñëw Gambian yi si seen bopp sax am na ñeneen yi ñoo xam ne sax they are not theatre organizations whatsoever or music organizations but they are having this opportunity to operate in the Gambia. Is there any lancing bo xamne Mam Demba yow ak Mahob you can say about it that you know you have to go and pay these lancings to be able to have that power or that privilege to organize whatever or to do any kind of productions within our Gambian territory?
Li wara am fekkene mun na ñeka ñew li ni mu wara démé moy kenn ku nekk discipline bi nga nekk su fekkee da ngaa ñëw ci musique dëgg pour nga am fi dara benn bu njëkk bi mooy you need to be recognized by the CSO bi responsible loolu mooy society level for example su fekkee musique la da nga war a dem ci Gambia Music Union bu fekkee theatre la you have to go to the Union of Theatre su fekkee film la you need to go with the FPAC léegi ñooñu tam ñoo la recognize lead la and you have to be a member you need to register with them then ñoo la jox tamit clearance to see with the NCAC so fekkee anything beyond like NCAC wara egate bi nga doga gis Minister of Interior but procedures yoy daf dey am why because of there is no organization because there is no structure and the regulation is not implemented so ku nekk dag day ñew rek nga def lu la neex bro that's the reality moy li fi nekk mang la wax ne fu nekk ni ci lack of organization bobu nonu tay suñu la waxee the Union of Theatre so ma laajoon ñaata groupe ñoo register with the union dama la ko waxee da nga ruskali te man train na lu upper 20 groups maa ngi dem fii xam naa leen su ma amee activité I call all of them pour ñu register to be member recognized so that the organization even maybe su membership bi organization bi rek xëy na suñ fayoon for example 1,500 for 20 groups you know 1,000 is almost $30,000 loolu association bi su ko amee mun na def structure office boppam mun na am lu mu war a soxla yëpp mun na ko am pour start to pay taxi jël binda enveloppe binda fii pay secretary and all those li nga soxla waaye su ma la waxee dëgg ñetti groupe yi théâtre ñoo register with the Union of Theatre te tey ñaata film nga dee gis si télé bi groupe yu bari man ci ñi leen di train laa bokka waaye at some point li ma leen di wax man I hate production I like pre-production because foofu la liggéey bi nekk te dañ ko nasaxal te foofu su baaxee dina fi waaye dama see bokka because mënuma leen di seetaan waaye suñ tolloo si production I will come dafa am yenn yoo xam ne mënuma ko ci xale yi li gën a bañ mooy li nga def baaxul wala stop it da nga añaan lañ la seete and you telling them the fact yaa ngi leen di wax lan moo leen di yóbbu si kanam man foog naa ne loolu laa la si mën a waxal for the meantime Khalil
yeah so yëfi
noonu la war a demee ñi fi nekk di ko def tam beneen boor bi mooy xam nga soo amut nit ñi ñu ràññee la dégga duñ dee xam li nga mun dégga ba tey Gambien si amanguñ standard film biñ soxla pour mun a gis aduna bi mun ko seetaan dégga suñu waxantee dégga waxuma amul films waaye des na we have to face this fact fekk ñu wax ne li baaxul ñu seet lan moo si bon ñu def ko waxuñ yëpp baaxul de because ñii dañ try de bu waxuma nasaxaluma seen effort never they did wonderful but dafa des foog ñu wax lu dafa des
waaw loolu d'accord nañ si Mahob so you know this is all about capacity so like for instance in the music sector lancing si ñu fa whereby when someone is coming within the territory you have to apply that even yo Sisa Boba, do you have any knowledge about those lancings been in existence where you can go and then apply for them before you do something with regards to the sector?
No, I have no knowledge regarding the license and stuff like that. And I think that the best thing to do, like Mom Brema rightly said, is that we need to organize ourselves. You understand? He raised a very important point, like saying like the groups, they never had like they have few members. You understand? And then if they had organized themselves, then it was going to be a big force. And that's the same thing that applies to the music industry as well. If we all artists come together and organize ourselves, I think that it's going to be a very big force to go against anything. You understand? Because regarding this licensing of understand, I think that there should be a body boo xam ne dafa sensitize the artist pour wan leen ne leen this and this and this nga war a def. Understand? Bari ku ñëw si dëkk bi lii nga war a def lii ak lii. For now loolu tam is lacking. Understand? In Gambia. For now suñu amee loolu mu nekk di dem in place, I think that yooyu noonu yëpp du nekkati any issue.
Exactly. Exactly. So
Mama already said everything. Understand?
Exactly. So man dama foog ne ne waxoon nañ ko woon fii moo nekk ne artists yi Gambia yi ak the industry itself, creative actors yi, artists yi nga nekk painter, nga nekk theatre kat, nga nekk musician, dañu war a structure suñ boppa, dañu war a make sure that ñu unite, ñu support suñ associations yi, because when our associations are empowered, then we can be able to claim for what is there for us, which is the other structures like the collecting society and then the copyright law enforce. Because at the end of the day, we also want to contribute to the GDP of the Gambia. And so anything that we are doing is all going like directly into our individual pockets, but the government is not having anything in return out of that. So they are not going to measure creativity. They will not be able to know how much the creative sector is contributing to the socio-economic development of the Gambia. Even though some of the artists can make $1 million per night. But what are they contributing directly to the national, coffers? Because from that national coffers is where we can claim and tell the government, okay, you know what? Give us 100 million Gambian dollars. Give us 10 million Gambian dollars. We have these plans of activities and we want you to support them. So that advocacy role, both the artists associations, they have to push that forward, like raising awareness according to what you said before. So Mamdemba, what are you guys doing with regards to raising awareness to ensure that you can attract those groups to your body? Why you did not do that, implement that on your own? To raise awareness, go to the TV, radio, and talk to people about the importance of theater.
Wow, good. Bobu mom gumna ne su fekke lolu mom ci lañ dëkk. Ñu ko dafa nek suñ télé bi jaar nañ fi suñ télé bi di Gambia Talent nga xam ne ñoo foog naa bi suma ñaata bi talking about this. Lolu mom romba nañ ko, to be honest. Amon na plan buñ amon, well mu ngi ci NCAC moy decentralized, because society of nek suñu wax theater dugg Banjul, Serekunda ak Birkama Gambia lay wax. This branch region bu nekk waroon na am the union rep foo xam ne ni ñoo ñooy doxal théâtre su ko defee mu nekk benn union. soo seetee lu mel ni Sénégal organisation bi ñuy wax comme ARCOS. even sub region si sax dañ am structure boo xam ne nii te soo ootee man aman honorary member of Sénégal ci ARCOS dama dee dem yaa ngi gis just pour wane rek ne xam naa loolu la loolu rek laa si bëggoon na wax waaye loolu moo war a am fii noonu la war a demee si li ñoo wax nit ñi ñooñu xam nañ ko ba pare gis nga central government fan lañ ñu artiste di contribuer dafa bari copyright bi su fekkee ne régulation bi wax ci copyright bi am na balaa nga def sa collecte bul fàtte ne nekkul ne yëpp nga dee jël du yëpp nga dee jël daf dee des dafa am lu dee des ci ñoom sooy am event di am programme dangaa fay clearance sooy defi film si yeneen programme si dangaa fay sooy register ak di renew sa membership dangaa fay, and that is going back to this suñ si amee enough how many do you have soo amee fi mu nekkat for example théâtre maa ngi la wax ne si lu mu tuuti maybe 20 groups yoo xam ne dama la wax exemple loolu ndaw la de du loolu maa ngi la wax ne ci ñooñu laa dem waaye soo jëlee nombre boobu noonu ñu ngi wax ne groupe bu nekk mun na register up to 25 by 20 500 people. Kenn ku nekk danga ko register individually at $600 at the National Center for Arts and Culture. In group, you pay $1,100, something like that. You settle 5,000 again by 500. It's $25,000. Sorry, $250,000.
Okay, yeah.
Rough estimation. Yang ngi gis ma figures dafa waxal seen boppa. So loolu rek dafa nekk contribution boo xam ne ni te du loolu léegi nga jëlaat industry bi ñoo wax about film about naka la tuddaati tourism. Tourism ñaata groupe ñoo dee play foofu kenn ku nekk dafa war a fay du free moo tax gis nga suñ dimbale woon organisation si ñu organise even ñoom sax they will get something that will never expect because kenn ku nekk si ñoom foog nga fay sa membership te balaa ngaa mun a bokk si NCAC foog nga fay NCAC da ngaa boole ñaari licence booy apply ci whosoever si hotel pour def entertainment. Loo am nga
so man you are talking about the revenue stream bi Mahok. Yeah, that is interesting.
That is what we can put to the coffers of government.
Exactly, that we are contributing at least a little bit to the national GDP of the Gambia.
That is the literally money.
So it's very important.
Okay. You directly like you know so said lo fu nek ni lan la def fu ne so amé a million films goes with millions of dollars and dollars. Billions of dollars la mo demé té so amone fini investment ni am $20 million. It's not Ma'am Demba who ñaata nit ñoy liggéey driver bi dafa liggéey.
Yeah.
Caterer dafa liggéey. Pour sound dafa liggéey. Cameraman dafa liggéey. Props dafa liggéey. Name them costume, transportation, borom hotels because you have to lodge people, you have to feed them. No nekay dem. Alice bobu yeb dafa desat. Investment bu reuy la mo nekk. So nekkul ne rek kenn nit mo sen def. So jëlé crew bi nga def starting from ngane sound ak assistant and whatsoever, ngane editing ak assistant and whatsoever, sound effect ngay len di côté cameraman, cinematographer, scriptwriter, editing.
Wow, so
crew bi rek.
Yeah, lolu la Ma'am Demba.
Kenn ku nekk dafa jël yobu secteur, te lolu dafa desat ci réew mi. So no. Kali sometimes this was the what? Sa xol mo de jeex. Waaye gis nañ ne yoon bi mu fa we have to duñ tay lenn li xew mooy duñ leen ko bàyyee te duñ tay we have to push dara mënuñu
loolu moo nekk unity loolu moo nekk
wasi ku nekk
loolu moo nekk unity for us to be strong we have to be united and Mahop, you know, these things were I think you were talking about that is the artists must have to empower their unions.
Yeah.
So that they can be strong to move forward. Because even when the government support comes, if there is no unity, it's not going to work. And you know, people like you can be able to teach the other artists about what you study in the university. It doesn't necessarily mean they have to go to the university, but they need to have capacity building training programs where you can be able to give them some of these lectures. And then we have quite a number of people within the industry who can be able to do that, like in event organizations, in management, and things like that. I think we should start talking about that. Those are also the realities that we need to talk about because our artists are not behaving in those ways.
Yeah, those is a very important question. You know, like I was saying, before, it's like. Things means knowing together like a group of artists to fight certain things. I think that musa work. Understand? So we have to come together. We push come like Nuki wahe, Ma'am Demba wahe. I mean, you know, we learn go by. Understand? So we have to push. We have to push harder, and we have to make sure you sense that you artists. Understand? When you together, you have the lilen buga. Understand? Because some things for the government and you talk to set no right. Understand? You have no you bury you have no munger daw you have no you know. Then it's very very important.
Okay.
That is melni suñ disunity mom lañ ñoo yare mom lañ ñoo moy yar bi ñoy doré ñun because fum ne sos demel tay ci télé ak radio liñ fa play yeb is for free bro li dafa metti de dafa metti li ñu play ci radio et télé yeb
why Ma'am Demba there is something yeah but Ma'am Demba wait there is something which I did not understand. Because what the law is saying, the copyright regulations, even though they are not enacted in Parliament, but the copyright law is enacted in Parliament. So whosoever register your song and you think that radio stations are playing it without your permission, you can sue them to court. Is that not right, Maho?
Absolutely.
Yeah, why?
You are the experts. We just want to know.
Why that is not come like balanga you will court, not make sure those structures are in place. Understand what I mean? You know,
Exactly.
because I mean, copyright, even though Mungfa and everything, but
implementation is regulation.
Regulation regulation is it
no, it's not functioning.
It's not functioning.
It's not functioning at all.
I mean,
so lolu problem la waaye mooy li ñoo wax rek gis nga yar bi nga xam ne ni moom lañ xaajaloo ñun suñ am distancing bi nga xam ne dafa am within us mooy li nga xam ne gars yi dañ koo use di ñu ko dóoree because amoon dem nañ ba ñu tudda fi sax lu mel ni fédération artist fédération but yet disciplines yi nga xam ne ñoo fi nekk ñoo war a ñëw together but yet doxaagul waaye gis nga fédération bi balaay dox moom tam foog ñu nekk ci suuf defal gis nga mbir yi doo ko tëb follow the steps laada la
why should you duplicate when you have the CSG because it's comprising of all the arts associations? Why a federation when you have a CSG?
Okay, as we speak, xëy na fi mu nekk nii loolu dinaa ko tudda démba bi ma demee NCAC sax dama leen wax ne well foog naa ne coronavirus feebar bi pandémie bi si ñu mu affect artistes yi rek la because ñun suñu liggéey yëpp obligatory rek la 6 March ba léegi amuñ benn activité bu ñoo jox tudda dalas te ñu ngi toog te ñu ngi biye te ñu ngi dunda te ñu ngi def lu nekk waaye métti na si ñun xam nga just pour yokk si sax ma wax leen ne hey gis nga su fekkee ne tourism secteur bi ñoo wax ne dañ ko ubbi nañ ko te ñu restrict artistes yi si dañoo doog a xam man Mame Demba lan laay def wax naa leen ko ne ñoom dinañ ñëw will occupy NCAC Gambie dinañ ko dégg bu fekkee ne du am wante ak loolu noonu pour damaa wane rek ne dafa doy te tamit pour dañ war a liggéey te dañu war a consider waaw waaye we have to be organized loolu realities yoo xam ne la foog ñu face ko foog ñu nangu ko foog ñu def ko Gambia am na lu bari luñ am waaye foog ñu dimbale leen gis nga xam-xam bi nit ñi fi am ñu bari dañ leen bu doon ñu fi nekk am xam-xam bari nañ dañ leen di zaagane di leen seetaan bañ dee ñu rawatina ci mag ñuy commencé di leen defal memories ak tegal leen sabar yu dul jeex waaye fekk biñ fi nekkee kenn exploité leen rawatina government you see so many yu mel noonu dafa daw yaram trop so waruñoo xaar ba nit ki di dee nga ko defal ay tribute yu dul jeex so léegi nag liggéey bi fi nekk su fekkee ne central government organise nañ ñooy dimbale nañu waaye gis ngeen ñun tam li ñu organisé mooy seen fort parce que tukki yu bari gars yi NCAC ak government di def yëpp is because of ñun ci suñ boppa organisé moo tax ñuy jëlaat fond si di ko organisé ay workshop lekka ko muy jeex.
waaye yaa ngi wax yëfi tukki ban façon tukki
ma ne tukki lu mel ni festival you don't need the director of National Center for Arts and Culture suñ waxee ne festival we need artistes ñooy dem festival.
Exactly.
ñaata festival ñoo fi am ak movie awarding ceremony si am ci international world bi nga xam ne Gambia are always invited waaye benn duñ ko gis benn duñ ko yëg ñaareel benn ñaar da nga wax within the NCAC ñooy dem te it's not for them it's for the artists.
Yeah.
Boy, Mame Demba yaa ngi lifin yaa ngi
small laal noonu foofu mooy point bi understand li because da nga jox nit ki li nga xam ne moom la yelloo understand yow da nga soo nekk pour represent artiste mais égal soo su dara ñëwee parce que artiste ñu dem artiste ñoom tam dinañ organiser man dañ structure seen boppa waaye nag du ñëw rek yow nga ne man bàyyi ma jóg dem represent as an NCA nga represent artiste no doesn't work like that understand
ci festival
loolu dafa nekk loo xam ne ni loolu moo fi jeex léegi nekk ni daf fi jeex tak
no man xam naa UNESCO because of we are a member state in UNESCO so a lot of training programs capacity building training programs yi ak WIPO World Intellectual Training or World Intellectual Property Organization they are organizing a lot of training programs and they deal directly with member states they don't deal with individual organizations or private organizations they deal directly with governments and that is the reason why NCAC is been participating in their training programs and they are also supporting them in capacity building programs with regards to copyright management in the Gambia. ARIPO is a pan-African intellectual property organization. They have a lot of things to do with them. Even in 2018 they were doing this QPR, the report through UNESCO, like to measure creativity. I think Mame Demba was also part of that. So they have all these training programs that they are attending. So I don't know of cultural events, but you guys are telling me that they are attending cultural events. That is interesting.
One month. To be honest with you,
Mhm.
I've never seen like any artist. Musuma ko gis de I don't know. Dama la suma degare. As
Mhm.
like a project more, okay, this artist and this artist and that artist, they then select put them for an international festival.
Yeah, Poly them in China accept Omar in 2000 and
I'm not really talking about that cultural genre type. About like maybe for example the urban style, the reggae music, the hip hop and all that stuff.
okay, I get you now. Yeah.
I mean, there's so many international festivals you have to need. Like now could not come like the new artists recover them. Artists like for example, I'm gonna what's it called it? This Alpha Blondie.
Alpha Blondie.
It's like been doing like festivals all over, like all around the year. Understand what I mean? So I'm not qualified artists in Gambia. They can also represent in so many international festivals. Why are they not choosing them? Why are not like they rep they are like not picking them to go to those festivals? Why? Understand? It's not like artists they are not capable. I'm in Gambian artists you have they can do live band. Understand? They can do a lot of stuff. But they're not going to those festivals. Why? NCAC your artists you know there. Them cooking in your art. Them play festival in your art.
This nga the why man why bobu buga na say wax moy the why part of the why moy da nga gis ne the NCAC suñ amé yu mel nonu li gëna bari ñom ñoko suñ gisé ne ñom gisu seen bo bare duñ ci dé sona parce que lim day jël moy you need to go xaliss bi dafa wara joggé ci ñom ci seen bopa central government la wara joggé pour so yoni sa ambassadeur pour mo représenter la way su féké ne artiste rek lañ sol do ko déga do ko way su involver Munala just example in 2015 this female was them Cote d'Ivoire because of the minister and the director of NCC issues and then later one way Gambia the question that was asked by the minister was what will Gambia gain for the film of these people going to represent us? What will Gambia gain? That is it. And you are representing the young filmmakers of West Africa, ECOWAS. Settle question bobu nu mel ba pare liñ leen sason moy ñom they will take care of 4 people. I mean that is Club d'Ivoire. They will take care of a director of fiction and documentary with 2 pen journalists and film journalists. Then one from the office, one from the Gambia, or one from the Gambia, meaning a rep of the Gambia. But the rep of the Gambia then cover a fair. It's the government that should pay for his fare whatsoever. Why ñeneen ñi bobu organize the signal and the fare? It's because of that one person of the government. Mom lañ bëgg a génné seen xaalis just pour faire ko. Li ma bëgg a wax foofu rek mooy prioritize suñ art man lii laa wax. Bëgguñ art mu dem ba pare yow li nga wax mooy su ma si jëriñoo rek keneen du ko jëriñoo.
No,
bro, li
kenn du ko seetaan. Industry is not important.
At some point, I pick and choose ne ñi nga xam ne ni ñooy dem mooy ñi nga xam ne benn xamuñ seen right da ngeen di jox lu la neex ñeneen ñi mooy da ngaa wax ne da ngaa def a deal even before you go in, meaning let me just so demee dama am a percentage of what you're going to get out of your per diem or while traveling allowance whatsoever. So yooyu su fekkee ne daf leen di own ne yow loolu doo ko si am wala doo ko si am bro forget it yow doo dem. So yeah, these are the whys, some of the whys that li nga xam ne ni man xam naa ko do accusation bés boo xamee ne nit bugga na ko wéede ba bugga ñëw tojante boppa bro ñu tegal la document si wax la lépp ak kan la tuddal la ay tur léegi du lu waxam we need to comme xam nañ ne is problem we need to find the solution through those problems because the moment we can identify our problems for sure we can get a solution at some point. If you want to solve a problem, go to the root cause, you'll find it there.
Okay, that is the thing we want to know, and I think that that representative minister or whatsoever who was there was not very much technical because going out is going to strengthen what you call networking and partnership, and in the industry, the creative industry needs that a lot. Networking here and there, building partnerships here and there, and that will give the artist the opportunity to be able to place themselves into some of the international forums and the events that are happening around the world, because it's all about connection. So I don't know why they did not,
that one was not technical, to be honest. Kila Benjamin then minister. Benjamin, well,
no, okay. Anyway, Benjamin Fatoumata whatsoever. So no.
Advocate pour ñu separate Minister of Tourism and Culture. Lolu tam benen problem la we need a minister who separate from culture.
Yeah,
because ñun minister bi right now limo deal is only tourism, because definitely expertise for la neka dafa neglect culture totally.
Dama ko yaga di cast, understand nga? You need to separate, understand? Minister bi amul jot to wala time. Minister bi daf ko rek tok rek neex ko rek mu génn ci ne léegi support na Gambian music ni na ne du gëna fi génn fele. Fekk loolu su ko defee xamal ne mu ngi am ay fonds yu mag yu wara ñëw. Understand nga moom après bu loolu ñëwee ba mu ko dugal ci poosam rek das ci jeex na dem na pare nañ ci. It's about time entertainment industry mu separate from the culture and the tourism. Culture bu nekk saytam vilenam nekk saytam. Dañoo try to advocate ko
Okay, so I mean, my guest tonight, I just want to inform you that we have only 10 minutes to go, and before then, you all will say your last words. But one important thing is coming up, which is to separate the tourism sector with the creative sector, because then just the tourism sector, they have their regulations. Their regulations are enforced. They are working. They're generating a lot of money, and government is giving them a lot of money subvention to develop the tourism sector of the Gambia. So you guys are saying also that we want the same for the creative sector. We want our own ministry. We want our own departments, and we want
culture, tradition,
and investment to be able to take the creative sectors forward. That is the right point to close it. So we are going to start the advocacy on that, and we will try our best to bring the Director General for National Center for Arts and Culture. We've been following him in the past 3 weeks, and for sure we're going to have him here probably next week. I'm not quite sure, but we will still follow him. We will still write to him, and we will ensure that he is here to clear all the doubts that have been stated about the National Center for Arts and Culture. It is not a competition, or it is not something like we are witch hunting. There is nothing like that. We just want to make the things clear about the cultural sector, what is happening, and how we can be able to strengthen capacity and move forward to develop, you know, a vibrant creative sector in the Gambia. So, ladies and gentlemen, we will start. We will take up that advocacy point, my distinguished guest, that is to separate the two sectors. But what are your last words before you go?
Yeah, I mean, what I have to say is, what I want to say is,
thank
you very much. Okay, go ahead, Ma'am Demba.
Mangla don't take this already.
Wow, okay. Lima buga rek boy. Gila gerem ka see this invitation when you invite me on the sanga. You know, just the time and everything. You know, it is really important time for Gambian people. We have what's going on time when it comes to the industry, like the creative industry side. You know, like Linga rightly wa. You know, I think the need to separate like the creative industry to different from the arts and culture and stuff like that. We need to separate it. We have to start the advocacy right now. Understand what I mean? Because understand? So I think it's very, very important. For you to recognize, understand? Recognize efforts, recognize different talents. But for me, Gambia. Amaluñ fula daal si ñun luñ nekk di def muy théâtre la woo muy film muy music whatsoever, understand me? So which is really, really important, and I'm thanking you very, very much for this very nice and, you know, engaging program.
Okay, thank you so much, Maho. And Ma'am Demba, what are your last words?
Well, jërëjëf dëgg gërëm la mënu see ñàkk, to be honest. We telling you thank you for xam ne amul fu moo end. waaye man suma last wati rek moo nekk dëgg dañoo ak loo ci dégg luy waxante ak NCAC ak ku munti nekk ñun ñoo bokk liggéey bi waaye foog ñuy waxante dégg along the way pour ñu mun a dem du tax ñu bàyyi leen because ñun ñoo bokk waaye nañ leen ñu waxante dégg te ñu oyofal ku nekk dimbale sa morom pour mu dem kenn defalul kenn dara lu fi nit def pour boppam la te tamit su ko defee pour si Gambia yow sa bopp nga ko dee defar kon nañ leen ñu gën a respectante ba kenn ku nekk lu mu am na ko indi ñu def am na ñu fi am xam-xam nañ jël seen xam-xam yi soxla wuñ ko jéggaani organise for exemple anti jene soo ko amoon te fi mu nekk nii na jàngale théâtre mun na ko def am na ñu jàngal ba fi mu nekk nii man doyloo naa leen as professional actors man mun naa ci dara xam naa ci dara because ba léegi man maa ngi jàngal pare gu ma waaye li maa jàngale sax doyu te ñu bari suñ jàngee ba pare rek foog so dañ wax ne lii dañ foogoon nañ ne amul te digala balaa nga xam ne xamuñ nga dajale leen pour ñeen def dara waaye again ma waxaat ne force bi si ñun la des ñun creative industry creators si ci ñun la des muy writers si muy painters si muy filmmakers muy actors muy music and theatre whosoever creative actors si yëpp ñun ñoo war a ñëw ñu organise pour liñ bugg a ñu am ko dëgg bi mu fa te suñ li gën a tasaaroo gaay lii du mus a dëj because ñun dañ war a suñ demoon ba nga xam ne ni li ma la wax ne ni CSO dañ war a am subvention dañ war a separate from the NCAC not directly but dañ war a liggéey separately ku nekk dafa liggéey sa waal ñun ñooy fit NCAC lan lam soxla waaye NCAC moo ñu fa nekk si government ñoom dañ fa nekk pour ñun waaye ñun ñoo war a liggéey bi kon ñun nañ organise balaa gars yi di ñëw su ko defee liñ bugg a ñu am ko su nekkul loolu do for self or suffer the consequences the Gambia belong to us te suñ ko defarul kenn du ko defar duñ ko bàyyee kenn nag pour muy ko yaaxa ku xam nag ne yow li nga foog ne mooy dañ la ko bàyyee nga yaaxa you are just joking duñ la ko bàyyee ministre bi sa liggéey yi bari na central government ci ne joxe woon nañ fi 50,000 pour ne Gambian actors yi loolu waruñ ko woon a indi si news di ko wax yéen dafa ñaaw Gambian artistes yi nga ne 50,000 nga leen jox pour dimbale leen ci corona loolu rafetul beneen bi mooy liñ diggee ba tey moom la picc yi di jeexee di naawee ndax dinañ ko def ndax defuñ ko du loolu ñun structure bi lañ soxla ñaanuñ leen yelluwaanuñ leen suñ right lañ leen di laaj mooy ñu jox structure bi the playing ground na level ñun ñu play bi te dañoo win so loolu rek laay wax Kalilu jërëjëf yàlla nañ mottalee sago liñ bugg a ñoo ko xam waaye yàlla nañ mottalee sago ku nekk li nga bugg a pour aari Gambia def yàlla nga ko mun ba mun ko def mu mun problème yi si nekk dafa bari waaye buñ si identify nañ ko utal solution bu mu nekk wax rek toog waaye nañ ko wax tamit mu nekk problème waaye nañ ko utal solutions assalaamu aleykum di gërëm ñëpp.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Mom Demba, and thank you once again for coming. We are very much glad that you were able to make it this time. I am excited, and then like you said, we have to come together, work together to move our industry forward. And then one important resolution that is which we're going to take forward, and we are going to question NCAC about that, is the separation of the tourism sector and the creative sector. So we will start that advocacy together with the artists to see how far we can go. But united we are stronger. So, and I believe we can be able to make it. Until we come your way next time on Gambia Talents TV, I am your host, Kalilu Banya, and I want to say to our beautiful listeners out there and viewers, thank you so much for joining us. Until next week, when we come your way. Bye-bye. Good evening. Yeah.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.